So we got some breaking news that is an update on the whole Matt Gaetz situation. And so as you guys know, Matt Gaetz is tethered in with this other guy who was a tax collector, and they were kind of buddy-buddy in this situation in terms of the potential trafficking of women, potentially even underage women. The guy who's actually the associate is actually, I believe, alleged to have trafficked underage women, so that's a big deal. So this story says, associate indicted in Gaetz scandal cooperating with the Department of Justice, according to a report. So what it says is, Joel Greenberg, a former Florida tax collector indicted in the Justice Department's probe into possible sex crimes that also includes Representative Matt Gaetz, is reportedly cooperating with federal authorities. Greenberg has told investigators that he and Gaetz had encounters with multiple women who were given monetary payments or gifts in exchange for sex, according to two people familiar with the matter who spoke to the New York Times. And so this is a very big deal. This is a very big deal because this is really, what people were talking about in terms of what really could get Matt Gaetz to go down. Now, there's a lot of levels to this situation because there's the question about, I guess, in this situation, if it were exchanging money or gifts for sex, I guess that would be soliciting sex, which, I guess is illegal. But most people wouldn't, look down upon him, or not Republicans anyways, if he was doing it with overage women, right? It would essentially be prostitution, but for actual of-age women, right? But if it's underage women, you're talking about serious crimes here. You're talking about, obviously, sex with a minor as well as trafficking penalties, right? So those are really big deals, and so that's what this is going to come down to. The associate is alleged to have had relations with underage women. Also, I saw the press conference of the attorney for this Joel Greenberg guy, and he said that, I'm sure that Matt Gaetz is not very comfortable today. And what the reports are, he's been working with the DOJ, he's been cooperating, this being Greenberg, he's been cooperating with the DOJ on this whole thing for over a year now. And what it appears to be the case is, in the next coming weeks, we're going to see the plea deal coming out. And so typically as part of those plea deals, there's potential for, him telling on Matt Gaetz. And so there's a lot of potential of him literally telling on Matt Gaetz, which would put him in trouble. Also, I saw some lawyers pointing out that what he can provide, that documents or like Venmo statements or bank statements can't provide, is a testimony from him as to what the intent was of Matt Gaetz. So that means that he can say the intentions of Matt Gaetz were X when he did this, right? And that's very powerful in the court. So this is a massive deal here, and he has a lot to gain here, the associate does, because these are some pretty heavy charges to my understanding. I don't know what he's expected to face, but this can really obviously aid him in terms of getting less time. So I'm sure that he wouldn't hesitate to tell on his buddy Matt Gaetz to save himself some time. So it's going to be interesting. There's a lot of levels to this situation as to the different varying levels of crimes here. And this is going to probably be a long case, but we should be seeing a lot of information within the next 3 to 4 weeks, because that's where the estimation in terms of the plea deal is actually going to come out in terms of Joel Greenberg. So this is going to be a huge situation. Looks like Joel Greenberg's going to pull a 6-9. So let's see what ends up happening. And obviously, Matt Gaetz not looking good, man. In the words of Joel Greenberg's lawyer, he's in big trouble because he's about to tell on his ass. He's about to expose him.